don't know how you might be touching someone's life, spiritually, physically. So be grateful. I'm kind of bossing you around. Be grateful. And then if you keep saying that, I promised you, if you can negate and eliminate every time you think a bad thought, if you can just go, thank you, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, Mom, if you're here. I'm grateful, Dad, if you're here. If they're not here, do whatever it is, however you reach out to them spiritually, and just give them a big thank you for bringing you here. I know people that have had a very, very rough upbringing, and they've figured out how to be a sweet soul and just be grateful. I've heard stories that I cannot believe. I've read stories that I cannot believe. But these people that have told me these, or the stories that I've read, and that's where I go. I go really deep. I dig really deep for the guy or the woman that's had it really rough and then overcame all that and made a conscious decision to give. And when you give, it suddenly doesn't make it about you anymore. You partner with that person that might need you. You know, you go to a soup kitchen and you start dishing out food. I met somebody once that told me that saved their life. That suicide was no longer an option because they went and said, look, can I serve food here? What can I do here to help these people who do not have a home? And again, you slice that problem in half, and suddenly you now see other people with those issues or problems or what have you, and you are now giving of your soul, creating a purpose. And you're showing up. So, just kind of, I'm sorry I lost it about my mom. I do get choked up. Sometimes I don't even know. I'm sitting here alone. I'm talking into a microphone. I don't know if anybody will even listen to this message, but it's me speaking out, and it's to the universe. It's now no longer inside of me. And that makes that thing where I could possibly get sad about my mom. You know, I just kind of walk through exactly what I do, guys. I said those two words. Children's Hospital, and I think about those parents. I think about those kids, and I remember this. This is a little story about Children's Hospital. My daughter broke her arm when she was a young teenager, and we were in the hospital after she had had surgery on it. And for whatever reason, they put her on the cancer floor for recovery. They just pushed us in a room. And what it was is it's the floor where kids get their chemo, and what they do is this really cute thing. They have little Tykes cars, and they hook everything up to that, and then these parents push these kids around in circles in these cars or pull them in wagons or whatever while they're getting their treatment. I'd never seen that before. I didn't know that's what they do, with all full respect to anybody who has kids going through that. But I remember I was sitting there and it was noisy and the door was open. So you got the kids talking, the parents talking, the nurses clapping, and all of this going on. And I said to Katie, she was kind of in and out of it, and I said, do you want me to shut that door? And she said, no, I want to hear that. That noise is comforting to me. So there we were with her broken arm and listening to the world go by of this entirely different life and world. So if this is where I go for perspective. I have so much respect for those little kids that are fighting and with their little spirits where they're so strong. And, they show these videos. I'm a big Facebook person, and you see these videos come through. And I even saw a video today where in Barberton, there was a little a little kid that was coming back to school after several treatments, and they had all the kids got involved, and they're waving these little banners and these little flags, and welcoming him back to school. And of course, watching that, I got choked up, but I got choked up for many reasons, and one of them was when you feel all that love going on, kind of like yesterday I was talking about, being a part of a rock concert. When you feel all of that love that's going on, and all those kids are excited and they're counting down, and everybody's involved into welcoming him back, and that's strength and love, and that's the kind of stuff that keeps me going. I do, and I just wanted to share that. You can look up that video. It was on the Cleveland News. It was a Barberton school, and in fact, it's my ex-husband's niece, the girl's cousin, that was the police officer that was standing out there. So it drew it into our family as well. So I'm going to close out. This is kind of twisted in a little bit, but I gave you guys that message of saying thank you. The other one I want to close out this week with is don't give up. Don't give up. Show up. I talked about music this week, how it can keep you motivated, how it can bring you out of a slump. When you're going through a breakup, listen to those really good, bad, sad songs and get all those tears out. And I believe in that. Don't shy away from those. Own those. I have CDs, or I do use CDs, but I have them, and I call them. I know exactly what I was feeling and why I played that 30,000 times. That was a breakup CD. Matchbox 20 has gotten me, Rob Thomas has gotten me through quite a few breakups off and on with the one relationship I had. But crying and motivating and keeping me going. And whenever I hear a sad song that's written, then I also know, well, you're not the only one that's been hurt. You're not the only one that's been going through a breakup. And sometimes that's what happens to us in isolation. We think we're the only ones. We feel bad about ourselves. We put blame on ourselves for what has happened. And we got to let go of that. We have to let go. You have to let go and realize, okay, this happened. Whether it's your fault or not, it happened. Now you have to let go of the happening and move forward. And as long as you're doing something in a forward motion, whether it's painting or writing your story down or going to work and showing up and making your best, doing your best for 8 hours, as long as you're doing those things, getting up every day and doing those things, you're moving forward. And you need to pat yourself on the back for that, especially if you're going through bad times. But the song that I was going to read one of my poems today, and I thought, no, I got a different thing. There is a song that was written many, many years ago, and it was done by the New Radicals. And there's in the chorus and throughout the song, it's all about that. It's all about don't give up. We got the dreamer's disease. Don't give up, all that. So I just thought I'd bring that to light. I would go ahead and read part of that song to you before I close out the week, because I think it's really good to go into the weekend with some thoughts and things, you can look at. I mentioned good books, Bible, Purpose-Driven Life, Rick Warren. Those are all really good books. Believer or Not, even though he quotes quite a bit of scripture in there and he relates it back to the Bible, that book is very helpful. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life. It gives you an opportunity to dig deep in your soul and figure out what's going on. So, and I highly recommend it. But here's how the song goes. So he says, you've got the music in you. Don't let go. You've got the music in you. One dance left. This world is going to pull through. Don't give up. You've got a reason to live. Can't forget. We only get what we give. And then it moves on to say, 4 a.m., we ran a miracle mile. We're flat broke, but hey, we do it in style. The bad rich, God's flying in for your trial. But when the night is falling, you cannot find a friend. You feel your tree is breaking just then. You've got the music in you. Don't let go. You've got the music in you. One dance left. This world is going to pull through. Don't give up. You've got a reason to live. Can't forget. We only get what we give. Very, very appropriate right now is a song like that when there's so much happening, whether we like it or not, out of our control. Here's my recommendation. Let's get us right. Then we can go out and fix. Get your temple right, get your heart in check, get your and by that I don't mean go to the doctor. I'm talking about, hey, what hurts? What makes me laugh? What makes my world go and tick? And figure us out. Because in my opinion, and there is a really good chance that you just heard my stomach growl, I'm starving. Let's just go there. But today, because it's information, and because we can go anywhere to find anything out. My daughter Gina is absolutely one of the funniest people I know ever, hands down hilarious. She said to me one day, Mom, there is no reason for a person to ask anyone anything because of Google. And I just thought that was funny. Because it's true. It was very dry. And I will say that I don't want to Google if Alice Cooper under my wheels, how to make that my alarm. I want you guys, if you can message me or tell me, put it in the comments how to do that, because I really want to do that. I would love to wake up to that. I don't want to Google. I would rather hear from somebody. But again, with all the information that's coming toward us, everything that's going on, it can be too much, because the majority of what's coming at us is negative. And if I spend my time thinking about what's going on in the world and what I can and can't do about, I have to come to my center and say, okay, you're not right. You're not in your best shape. You're not completely healthy. Before you can go out and do for others, one of the best things you can do is get yourself prepared. So we talked about that earlier. We talked about getting prepared. Prepare you. Get your set of armor before you can go out into this big old bad world and fight. It's just a recommendation, a little bit of reflection there for the weekend. Get yourself some good books, good movies. Take a walk. If it's raining, get an umbrella. But, honestly, we are looking at, we don't have time. We're running out of time. What are we waiting for? I say we because what am I waiting for? Let's do this. Let's get up, get going, show up, and give it all we got. Let's do that. Let's just try that for 7 days. Let's just try that for 7 days. Thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you so much for all your messages. It really helps me, keeps me going, keeps me happy, keeps me, I'm just so energized by some of the messages I'm getting. So thank you so much. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Remember, if you're afraid, what do? We do it anyway, because courage is not that we're not afraid. It's when we're afraid and we do it anyway. Lead with love. Be kind, open a door, help somebody out, give them a smile. Love you guys.